During the Depression, poverty and malnutrition were widespread, but it hit the American South particularly hard. Cornmeal was cheap, so a large percentage of the Southern population was subsisting almost solely on it. This resulted in an epidemic of pellagra. Pellagra is caused by a lack of niacin and is often a result of a diet too heavily reliant on corn. One of the symptoms of pellagra is lesions on the neck and shoulders. There's one theory this is where the term redneck originated. At any rate, the first salmon cannery opened in California in 1864, and by the turn of the century, the industry was booming in what would become Alaska. The Department of Health discovered that 1 can of salmon mixed with flour or breadcrumbs and 1 egg served to a family of 4 just once a week provided enough protein to unlock the niacin from the corn. With the burgeoning canning industry and government subsidies, in 1935, the entire meal cost less than a quarter. Salmon patties found their way on the menus of schools, hospitals, and prisons, turning into a Southern staple and in turn an Appalachian one. Today, let's do salmon patties. A couple sides. Preheat your oven to 400, 2 to 3 sweet potatoes peeled. Cut into bite-sized pieces. To that, add 1/4 cup of chopped pecans, 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, salt. Mix this well. 3 tablespoons of melted butter. Mix this again. Into a sprayed 13x9, 400-degree oven, 35 to 40 minutes. Kick them around every 15 minutes or so. 2 cucumbers. The variety's up to you. I've partially peeled these. That's up to you as well. We're going to cut these in 1/4 to 1/2-inch slices. Salt, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of chili powder. I went with cashmere. That's up to you. 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar, 1 teaspoon of chili paste combined and add. 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, sesame seeds for serving. Refrigerate for now. Remoulade for our salmon patties, a 1/2 cup of mayo. I like Duke's. 2 teaspoons of horseradish, a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, 2 1/2 teaspoons of smoked paprika, and I don't use premixes much, but Old Bay is one of the exceptions. 1 teaspoon of Old Bay. Whisk. Refrigerate. You can do flour or breadcrumbs. I do 25 saltines, crushed very fine. 1 can of pink salmon. You can use sockeye if you want. It's double the cost. Pink is the standard. 1 clove of minced garlic, a couple tablespoons of chopped green onion, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, a 1/2 teaspoon of sweet paprika, salt and pepper, 1 whole egg, your saltines. Save your liquid in case you need it for the consistency. Mix well. 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of butter coming up to heat. And then we've separated these out into approximately 6 equal portions. And we're just going to patty these out. We're going to keep them fairly thin, about there. Canned salmon, like tuna, is cooked. We just want to heat these through and get a nice golden crust on these. Your potatoes, don't forget those sesame seeds, and definitely don't forget that remoulade, a classic that saved thousands of lives. Oh yeah.